Overall, it's fine. Most of the IT numbers have started to come in, and probably they're coming to an end. HCL Tech came out today. Mindtree also came out overnight. Let's get in an IT analyst from Angel Broking. Sarabjit Kaur Nangra is now with us. What do you make of the HCL Tech numbers? Do you think the 3 to 4% cut that we are seeing is justified?
No, I don't think so. There is anything in the numbers which justifies that there should be a dip in the stock. In fact, the stock is also not valuations very expensive also. So, and the numbers are actually in line and better, especially in OPM, EBITDA levels and profitability levels. Client additions are robust. Other metrics are pretty healthy. So I don't think that's justified. Possibly it's just a knee-jerk reaction right now, but constant currency growth is also pretty strong. So I don't foresee anything which should, except for that, apart from US, other geographies like Europe and rest of the world has taken a sharp dip in the quarter. I don't think there's any such, alarming factor in the numbers, because if those geographies would have also grown as healthy as US has done, I think numbers would have been much better. But nonetheless, overall, I don't see any cause of concern in the numbers.
Right. But what is your rating on HCL Tech?
We have a buy rating because we believe valuations are pretty attractive in the stock.
Right. So, I was just looking at the margins. Maybe what could be a concern is that EBIT margins came in at 20% versus the guidance of 21, 22. So, do you believe that that could be a downtake or a little bit of downtake, and that's the reason why markets are just adjusting the price for that?
See, quarter on quarter, you can't be expecting. Some quarters are there wherein margins tend to be lower than the average. These are guided business margins. What the company means is that they can sustain these margins as a business unity over a long period of time. But there will be quarters where some margins might dip below their averages or required average, and some quarters it will be much higher. So I guess nonetheless, I don't see that much of a cause of worry actually.
Right. Mindtree Pressa actually, Sarabjit, should start any moment. We'll go across to that, what the management is saying. They're just sitting down. Just before they start, Sarabjit, any view on Mindtree results? Decent set of performance, but valuation factors in everything?
I don't track Mindtree, so I can't offer any insights over there.
Right. We got some brokerage calls on Mindtree. Most of the people were slightly negative just because of the valuation, but they like the business. I think the pressure should start anytime soon. We'll just waiting for the press conference of Mindtree to start. Sabaji, just a meanwhile, overall technology earnings that we have seen, you think the fears that there'll be a great slowdown is something which is not happening now?
A slowdown was never a part of the equation, because last quarter also most of the companies reported good order book position. In fact, the commentary was so robust that barring the next second half, it should bode well in FY17. So order book position, most of the IT companies are pretty strong. Some companies like Wipro and all are dealing with management issue, which Infosys also dealt with a couple of years back, and we have a new management in place right now. So those things tend to happen, and those things have to be taken stride in specific stocks. But overall, as a demand, obviously growth rates are tapering off in comparison to historic averages, which should be the case because the base is increasing. But profitability is not declining, which is a good sign. And because that's what will keep the valuations of these IT companies higher. That's the main support for the valuations of these IT companies.
Right. Say if any of these companies like Mindtree, some of the others like TCS, which are investing very heavily into digital space, will the valuations over there slightly be higher going ahead? Okay. Just stay on with us. The management of Mindtree is talking in. Let's hear what they have to say, and especially about the IT demand.
Business continuity plan.
That hedge policy, which is delivering results for us.
That was the management of HCL Tech and Mindtree, both the IT companies that declared numbers. We were talking to Sarabjit. She's still with us. Sarabjit, what do you make of the management commentary? Quite confident going into Q4?
Yeah, that's right. HCL has just completed first half of it because it's not a March ending company. So second half definitely looks, since the commentary says that second half is much better than first half, I think it's a very good and a good robust commentary. Client additions are very significant, especially in the higher ticket sizes. So that's what the strategy of the company has been, to garner as much as volume and play the volume game pretty effectively, in effect getting more market share from the industry. So I guess a very good set of numbers actually.
Right. Anything else that you would like to point out in the HCL Tech numbers? TCB deal signing, IMS growing after 2 quarters. Anything that pleases you?
Yeah, as I said, it's a well-rounded number. I mean, except for that, Europe has shown a dip, and rest of the world has taken a dip, which if would have been in place probably in the second half would be much better, but would have been more robust numbers. But overall volume growth, if you look at, and second half even expected to be better, I think should bode well for the company going forward.
Right. Just a word as far as Tech Mahindra numbers are concerned. That's the only large cap IT that's remaining. Overall, again, there you expect similar commentary and similar inline numbers that we've seen for most of the large cap space.
Yeah, we expect not much deviation. See, for majority of the companies, barring HCL kind of companies which are very consistent, and to some extent now Infosys, I guess most of the companies tend to have a softer second half. So to that extent.
Right, Sarabjit, thank you so much for taking out time for us. That was an IT view coming in. IT results have come in for HCL and Mindtree today morning. Taking a break, coming back in 2 on the other side, Bharat Shah, Executive Director at ASK Group, will be joining us.